BLAQ Brilliance, shining a memoir of motivational moments found within as defining the purpose of one's humanity. Join us for our conclusion of Leroy Comrie.
Hi, this is Leroy Comrie. I'm honored to be New York State Senator for the 14th Senate District in Queens, and this is BLAQ Brilliance. Healing is something that everyone can do by just being kind to someone. Healing takes all forms. I mean, healing can go from the knowing that the Spirit of God is in the room with you and giving you guidance and comfort, and that's a powerful feeling. I can tell you I've had the blessings of God to experience that and understand that God was in the room with me, pulling me through an experience. You know, I've seen people heal just from a hug. I've seen young people heal just from the fact that you talked to them in the street because they were there and you could see they had a dark spirit. They were, not in a positive mood. And the fact that you said hello and good morning to them, put something else in them. I've seen that, healing means, to me, the ability to tell somebody that they don't have to worry about their being foreclosed on or the city trying to take their job or someone's trying to steal your opportunity to be engaged in something, or getting somebody an opportunity to access something that they didn't think they would be able to do. Just writing a recommendation letter for somebody. God has sent me angels already that was like, I'll go out and walk with you, Senator. I'll go out and walk with you, Leroy. I'll take you to the gym. I've had many angels with nutrition advice, but I haven't embraced them. So I have to apologize to them again, because all of you that have asked to help me and have tried to help me, I've compartmentalized it and I'm not dealing with it in the way that I should deal with it to make sure that I'm around for another 40 years. And I now know that my desire to service the community outweighs, my bad habits, and I just get up in the morning and go. I take a bone pill and vitamin C and a multivitamin and other stuff to, make sure that I have the energy to go. But I pray every day for God to give me the strength and the focus to serve my community. My parents, being new immigrants to this country, filled me full of what they call supplicants, Enfamil now, the extra, and along with my baby food, they always gave me this extra booster. And, they didn't know, and it became heavy and just had a heavy spirit in my entire life. And when I was in college and trying to be, sexy in a new school, I lost weight for a little while. It was due to, some incentives that people put in front of me. And then when I was running for city council, I lost weight then, just, first time knocking on doors. And then even through college and through the time that I worked for Archie Spigner, my predecessor in the city council, my weight flooded up and down. Just before I got married, I lost weight so I could look a little better in my wedding pictures. Through my life, I've yo-yoed in my weight. I was always a heavy child. I don't have the spirit of exercise. It's not in my DNA. I pray every day for the strength and focus, and I have to find a way to get God to imbue that into my DNA, because I can't stay this way for another year, much less 20 years. What I want to see in the next few years, healthier Leroy Comrie would be helpful. But also a healthier community in general is important to me, and to making sure that happens. My parents were, as I said earlier, came here from the Caribbean. They came here from Jamaica, West Indies. They put me in the local public school, expecting that school would make me president. Finding the positive ways to get things done without having to go outside of our community to do it. That's my major dream, is that we can imbue in everybody the spirit of self-determination, self-actualization, and creating this spirit within ourselves to make sure that we are empowering our own community. and that we are, building our community, resourcing our own community, creating jobs in our own community, creating, entrepreneurial spirit deeper within our community is starting to happen, but it needs to, continue to be expanded and expounded on, where we are educating our children within our own community and not having to worry about going to Stuyvesant or Brooklyn Science or anywhere else, because we have excellent schools right here in our community that our children don't have to travel to. And it could be the local public school if we focused on rebuilding it. We have great buildings in our community. There should be great schools, and we need to continue that for every other new immigrant that still comes to Jamaica, still comes to Southeast Queens. They don't know to put their children in a charter school or to look for the best school in an area. They're coming trying to get settled into this community, create a job, develop a family, hopefully buy a house, and that their children are being educated in the best way possible with the resources that are equal to any other school in this city or in this country. So, we got to get back to that. Everybody has an opportunity to be great, to change their life, to change their direction every day. So let's not get hung up on somebody's past or somebody's deficits or somebody's negativity. Let's just focus on what we can do together to make things happen, what we can do to create an opportunity to build and to move forward, and to not, the thing I hate is about when I go to a meeting and somebody says, oh, we did this before, we tried this before, we don't need to do, we've done this. You don't need to do that, because we've tried it already. Give somebody an opportunity to fail. Give somebody an opportunity to do what they feel in their heart they want to do, and then let them fly with it. Even if they don't do it the way you did it, they've done it the way they want to see it, because what happens in 2021 is a different perspective than what happened in even 2020 now with the pandemic. You can't say just because you did a voter registration drive that you shouldn't do any anymore. I'm just using a crazy parallel because I don't want to use specific ones in case people remember who they were. But just because you did a cake bake sale once doesn't mean you shouldn't do it again or in a different way. Just because you tried to do a food distribution and you didn't, it doesn't mean that you should condemn the next person that's trying to do a food distribution. Let that person thrive. Give that person the tools. Give that person the encouragement to at least make an effort to give back to the community. So, and that's one of the things that we've tried to do in the office, especially when young people reach out to me and say that they're interested in doing something. Bring it in. Let's do it. Let's figure it out. Let's try to make it happen. When the Black Lives Matter marches were happening in and around the city, people in Southeast Queens that, were afraid to send their children into the city wanted to do something in Queens. So I was like, let's do it. Let's organize. I worked with 7 different young people in 7 different parts of the community that did their own. So 3 of them were church-based, but 4 of them were just community-based. And they were able to do their own marches, their own protests, so that they could feel empowered, engaged, and involved in expressing their concerns about what's going on with the Black Lives Matter and all of the horror shows that are still happening to us every day around this country. So you got to give people opportunity to do what they feel in their heart they want to do to contribute. You got to give people an opportunity to, jump into things that they've never done before because they feel the spirit of doing it. Sometimes you got to give them the whole program and lay it out for them so that they can get it done. But you got to give people that chance so that they can see another side of themselves, so that they can see that they can contribute, that they can see that they can get involved, and not to kill that with, oh, we did it before, we don't have to do it again type spirit. So, that's my other prayer, that we can get beyond our own biases, our own negativity, our own fears, to make sure that we instill in others the ability to move forward and do something great. My aspirations for the next few years are, number one, to create more structural programs and facilities throughout Southeast Queens. Number one, to create better transportation opportunities for residents of Southeast Queens. Number one, focusing on how I can utilize my experience in the state Senate to motivate other people to be engaged in government in a bigger way, where we can get lobbyists, where we can get deputy mayors, where we can get assistant commissioners embedded throughout government at every level. That's my mission, to find and cultivate people that they can get and take these opportunities to take with their skill sets they have already, which are extensive, because we have graduates all over the place with degrees all over the place. We just got to get them into these positions and want to be involved in government. We got to make government accept more of the talent that we have in Southeast Queens to be embedded throughout government. You know, there's a lot that I want to see aspirationally over the next 5 to 20 years, but I think the biggest thing that we want to see is that this community to be embedded in every level of government within the city and state in a way that can bring back positive resources to the residents of Southeast Queens. What do I aspire to be 20 years from now? Still fighting, as you know, Senator James Sanders would say, still in the fight. You know, still doing the things necessary to be moving the community forward in a positive way, keeping young energy around me too. You know, I keep, you know, most of my staff is under 35 years old, under 30 years old. Most of my staff are former interns or volunteers that worked in my office that showed a spirit of community service, and you know, they are looking to do things to make changes. You know, we intern. You know, I got 7 interns now, even during the pandemic, where we're virtually doing internships, because I believe in giving young people exposure to government so that they can get involved in government. You know, that has led me to be able to create opportunities to put these people that, as I said, they'll come in as an intern, they show some promise, they show some opportunity, we hire them. You know, and then we make sure that they not only get hired, but they can finish their education, that they can do graduate education. I have 4 people in my office that are working for me and are doing, one is finishing her college degree, the other's just finished the first presentation for her doctorate, the other one just got his master's degree in urban planning, the other one's doing 2 doctorate degrees simultaneously and is working for me. I don't know how she's doing all this, but she's just a great multitasking. She's one of my best researchers on top of it. So, you know, we try to find folk that are doing things and then make sure that once they have all of this, that they find the next step in their careers in government service. Family is key to me, having a structure, and not just blood family, but friends. You know, I mean, I've been honored to call Brother Hall a friend, because we've been, you know, even though we don't talk every day, when we do connect, there's a rush of energy, there's a rush of opportunity. Connecting with people that are about being positive, that are about contributing to the greater good for our community and for our life. Well, you're looking for other people that are trying to do things that are giving back to the community or contributing or have a positive aura or spirit. You know, and I don't want to get deep on religion, but understanding that there's a higher power that moves all of us to make sure that we're doing what we do in service to our community. And, you know, to me, I'm not a minister, but I'm doing a service to my community. Well, I want my kids and my wife to know that I love them above all, that I love them more than life itself. To my wife, thank you for making sure that I stay focused on being a servant and not, you know, getting caught up in the senator aura. To my children, thank you for, you know, consistently doing what you need to do to be honest with yourselves. I'm so proud of what you have done and that you've embraced your best selves and that you're doing what's necessary to be great adults. And I look forward to continuing to be there for you and be your dad whenever I can, whenever you give me that opportunity. You know, it's important that, you know, you guys are doing what you need to do, what you feel you must do to, you know, have a great career. And I'm just so happy that you're sharing those concerns and those ideas and those emotions with me. It's just that we're in a great place, and I hope that, you know, we can continue to expand that. Thank you for, you know, being everything that I need so that I can serve my community. Thank you for all your sacrifices over the years so that I could be able to be helpful to the community, from people interrupting me while we were trying to spend family time. Thank you for putting up with me. And I love you guys. And to my, you know, wider family, thank you for, you know, understanding that I'm not around as much as you guys would want me to be, but when you really need me, you don't hesitate to say, hey, get off your whatever you're doing and get over here and come look at us. You know, thank you for understanding that over the years and appreciating, you know, that I have a passion for giving back to my community, that, you know, that you guys are my community also, and, you know, I'll never fail you when you need me. And, you know, I appreciate you lifting me up in your prayers and in your thoughts, and your praise and support of me is definitely something that I appreciate. And, you know, to my friends as well, thank you for always being there and being a consistent support of what I've tried to do over the years. I am Senator Leroy Comrie, and this is BLAQ Brilliance.
We cry freedom, freedom, with one voice we sing. We cry freedom, freedom, the freedom of our King. We sing God's revolution out of the depths of our soul. We sing freedom, the freedom of our King. We cry freedom, freedom, with one voice we sing. We cry freedom, freedom, the freedom of our King. The sounds of liberty ring out to you and me. The cheers of